So it's been an entire year since I discovered the Xbox Series S, and truly it sounds kinda corny, but I have a huge sentimental appreciation for this console, which you'll soon know why. Since about 2009, I've been a PC gamer purely after my Xbox 360 got that gorgeous red ring of death, and that was the last console I truly played. And while I did have the Xbox One S, I didn't really play it just because it didn't live up to my PC expectations. And having been on PC for so long, the console experience was something I definitely missed. And as a new dad with not much time, I had sort of given up on gaming, having been used to high refresh with stellar graphics on my gaming PC, and I accepted I was done gaming. That is until I decided to try the Xbox Series S. And the crazy thing is, it showed me you can still have a high refresh, gorgeous gaming experience, even if you only have 20 or 30 minutes at the end of the day, and there are simply so many features that are packed into this Xbox that's not much larger than a bag of milk. And I can't wait to dive into those features for this review 1 year later. And one of the things about this console is it's not the best thing ever, and frankly, it's not trying to be. It's really good at what it's supposed to deliver, and honestly, to me, that's more than enough. From gaming to music to entertainment. And I understand this console isn't for everyone, and it doesn't have to be, because it's truly amazing for the people that do use it. So here's a 1 year review of the Xbox Series S from a new dad who used to be a PC gamer. And if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. On this channel, I cover gaming, tech, and a few things in between. So if that sounds good to you, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you don't, that package you've been waiting on will be delivered to a different address. But I do want to start with the size, design, and build, because low-key, this is one of those crazy things I almost can't believe. Sometimes I feel like a senior citizen since tech keeps surprising me, but this thing is absolutely tiny as hell, and it's wild that something so tiny can output such awesome gaming performance. As a wannabe minimalist too, I absolutely adore the white clean design, and amongst everything that's out, it's by far my favorite looking console or tech in general. Booting it up is smooth and the system is damn near silent, plus it's got this cute ass chime when you turn it on. And I know I'm gonna get roasted in the comments for comparing these two, but next to my wife's gaming PC, these output about the same graphical performance. Obviously a computer does more, way more, I know that, but simply by size, this is absolutely nuts. The Series S fits into almost any bag and really can go into just about any setup at all, whether it's at a desk, a TV setup, or a tiny ass setup just like this one. Sometimes I move it around just because I can. From my basement streaming setup to the office bookshelf, office desk, and back down to the basement. Simply, it fits. It can of course be put horizontally or vertically without performance issues as long as the vent isn't covered. And on the back end for ports, you've got an HDMI of course, a power input, 3 USB ports total, 2 on the back, 1 on the front, which is amazing for plugging in controllers, hard drives, which you might need, and even a webcam. But talking about gaming, this is obviously one of those things that gets me absolutely pumped, and I understand it's not the best like I mentioned. It's not 4K high refresh, and it's not better than the Series X, PS5, or frankly PC gaming, but it definitely doesn't have to be. Honestly, you're not really comparing these side by side, and not everyone cares to bust off games at the highest quality. I'm not trying to pay $3 grand for a GPU just to get dunked on by 12-year-olds in video games. Regardless, even when PC gaming, I was playing at 1440p anyways for so long. So to get that same graphical performance from the Series S is absolutely badass. And as mentioned, you've got high refresh gaming, which not a lot of people have experienced yet, and this might be their first time into it. I'm for sure lucky to have an Xbox Series X, PC, and PlayStation 5, but I still use my Xbox Series S every single day. It really pairs perfectly with monitors as well, not that other systems don't, but the compact size and 1440p resolution makes this perfect for small setups, and 1440p monitors are mainstream and affordable. I also have to mention that gaming is totally different now than it was 20 years ago. Again, sounding like a senior citizen, but back in my day, you'd be lucky to get a demo disc from GameStop or a local shop, but today you have so many free games available to you can play right out of the box. Off the bat, you have access to games like Fortnite, Warzone, Rocket League, Overwatch, and more. And for my old ass self, I was absolutely shooketh to see how fast the system boots up from being fully shut off. Within less than a minute, I'm gaming, and I just simply love the convenience of it. And I know it's the weaker of the two Xboxes, and developers don't entirely like the Xbox Series S, since they do have to make the games work well on that weaker system, but even today there's huge leaps in performance like Fortnite's recent Unreal 5 update. I know this update will look better on PC and other systems, but either way, it's here and it still looks absolutely impressive. And of course, you can't talk about the Xbox Series S and gaming without talking about Game Pass. And truly, this is one of the best things that has ever happened to gaming. I absolutely love this due to the value Game Pass brings. And if you didn't already know what it is, it's kind of like Netflix but for games, and you can download anything you see on their massive list. And while some games fall into the quantity over quality, there's still a lot of gems in here. From day one releases like the popular Forza or Halo Infinite, or other games I've recently found like Chivalry. The whole game feels like a massive wrestling match in the Middle Ages. And one of the cooler things you can do as well is cloud gaming. If you're not sure if you want to download a game, there's a huge library of games you can simply stream just to try it out, and you can always install it if you dig it. For me, I've been playing a lot of Skate 3, which for me takes me right back to the Xbox 360 days. Speaking of absolute gems, I'm still playing through Maneater again. This dumbass game is so good, and Game Pass made me drop money on the expansion. And like I mentioned, not everything is perfect. A lot of games on the Game Pass definitely aren't for me, but I know a lot of other people will think they're absolutely perfect. Outside of gaming, there's a whole lot of features I absolutely adore, and truly there's one that even an entire year later is such a big wow factor, and that's Quick Resume. Honestly, this is one of those features that is simply so futuristic to me, and I still wish there was something like this on PC gaming. Being able to swap between games almost instantly is absolutely amazing, and it carries such an intangible value to me. Again, at the end of the day, I've got tops 30 minutes to game sometimes, and the less time at loading screens the better, and being able to hop into Skyrim immediately is just so precious. And that's why Quick Resume is absolutely my favorite feature. And apart from that, sharing clips is easier than ever with the share button on the controller. The concept is almost too simple for me since I still don't use it as much as I should. It's so easy to snag a clip or a screenshot. I definitely gotta hop on this more often, but it's so easy to just bust out the Xbox app and get access to all your clips and screenshots. And two other features I just started using recently that have impressed me is the ability to stream directly to Twitch as well as integration to Discord. I couldn't believe that you could just plug in a webcam and start streaming to Twitch so easily. The barrier to becoming a content creator through shared clips or streaming is a lot lower now thanks to these features. And personally, I absolutely love the Discord integration. Previously, I had to use an earbud under my headset to be able to use Discord through my phone, so this is absolutely a welcomed addition. Overall, these features round out the system really well in terms of functionality. But talking about the controller, honestly, I dig it. Truly, it's comfortable to hold and it simply works. I wouldn't say there's any awesome new gen features with this controller, but it's still good and reliable. The buttons are super tactile and clicky and have held up super well over the last year. I have to mention it, but the added grippiness on this controller is nice with the super micro dots, which weren't as pronounced on the last gen controller. The battery situation is still the same as previous generations. You will need two AA batteries. Personally, I still prefer rechargeable controllers overall, but I am just using rechargeable AA's in this situation. If you go down the path for the Xbox Elite controllers, those are absolutely rechargeable. And low-key, a feature I didn't think I'd be insanely dependent on is the 3.5mm headphone jack. Simply put, when gaming things like Call of Duty, a good headset is a must-have. And it's not just Call of Duty either, it's nice to throw on some tunes while playing a chill game. Not that the TV speakers don't do the job, but some booming sound on your head without disturbing anyone else is really nice. And what makes this system the perfect living room, or frankly any room setup, are all the available apps. While not a replacement, it sort of brings some of the missing PC functionality that you'd want. From music apps like Apple Music and Spotify, I love being able to play music in the background or just on my TV, and there's loads of entertainment apps as well like Netflix, Disney+, Apple TV, and Prime. For anyone who's considering a Google TV dongle or Apple TV, this is legit an alternative, especially since it still supports 4K HDR media, even though it's still capped at 1440p gaming. And that's what makes this thing so insanely capable as well. But like I said before, not everything is perfect with this system, and my least favorite thing about it is the lack of internal storage. I used to be a 1 or 2 game at a time type of person, but Game Pass changed that real quick, which can really fill up your internal storage. You can expand it with the proprietary expansion card, but that's practically the price of the console itself. And I still sort of feel like that's a cash grab from Seagate and Microsoft. If not the proprietary card though, you can just use a normal external hard drive or SSD to transfer and store games. You can't play off of them, but it is a good solution for people who don't have unlimited monthly internet plans. Either way, I really love the storage solution, being that it's a super quick SSD, which gives us that sweet quick resume. And while it's not directly related to gaming or features, I do want to touch on the cost of entry to play on the Xbox Series S. And it's not just the price of the console itself. Relative to other tech, it's actually pretty affordable at $299 US, and even this month it's going for $240, which is awesome. I'll have a link down below in the video description, but it's not just the price of the console. 1440p monitors are crazy affordable now, letting you get a full new gen gaming experience for less than $500. Let's be real too, the PS5 and Xbox Series X are still really hard to get, and while it's definitely getting easier, it can still be a battle. That and building out a PC is still super expensive. Overall though, the Series S is the perfect choice for the first pick of new gen consoles. Graphically amazing, excellent monitor support, and really it's a great all-around system. It's definitely for those who aren't sure if they want to start or get back into gaming, or for someone like me who's taken a huge break from the console space entirely. And let the haters hate on the Xbox Series S, this obviously isn't for them, but for the majority of people it's definitely the system to go for, and I'm super stoked that it got me back into gaming as a tired dad with little to no time. And let me be clear, if I totally lost all my gaming tech tomorrow, the only one I'd be replacing would be my Xbox Series S. Sounds crazy, but that's just me. If you're on the fence about gaming or you're not too sure, just do yourself a favor and try the Series S. And the same thing I said a year ago in my original review, don't talk yourself out of a good time. If it sounds like I'm a fanboy, it's because I am. Now, I'm gonna go enjoy my dope ass games that make me happy. Anyways, that's been it. Thanks for watching. Till next time.